My name's Ben Hutton and we entered the challenge as xDesign. We were solving the problem of how to make roads smarter. I heard about CivTech before it was CivTech, and that was part of its always enduring appeal because it was formed from actually talking to companies like ours. We're 7 years old and we'd never really won any public sector work at all. So we'd sort of fallen out of love with the public sector in that kind of way. So when we were asked to come in and talk about how might the public sector procure things differently, I suppose we had a lot to say. What we got to watch was this sort of germ of an idea being that how could the public sector buy innovation? When we looked at the challenges, we saw something in the Transport Scotland Challenge that was immediately quite seductive. It was that mix of something that as individuals we felt that we could solve and that as a company we had the experience to go into. So what we did was, before we even applied to how to make roads smarter, we tried it out in the back of our car park. We had a bit of a go, and we thought there's something here, and we're the people to do it. So we took that application quite seriously and wrote up about what we thought we could do in that short, medium and long term and applied. I think if you were applying, it's important that you understand that the team at CivTech are going to look at everything with this optimism filter. They really want to discover something that's new, that hasn't been done before, that really is something of value that doesn't exist. But that doesn't mean it can just be a wild goose chase or some sort of random dream. There has to be something that underpins it. That's either something you bring to the table of work that you've done before, or this idea that ultimately they're buying into a team, a group of people. So there has to be some validation that you as a team, a group of people can make this happen. I think that exploration phase is really all about building faith, both having the CivTech and the challenge sponsor faith in you, but also building up your own faith in your own idea. You're about to commit to doing months on something. Then we took that time, which is a really very short time, and set ourselves a clear goal. We needed to have built something of a certain quality with a certain set of results, or we knew it wasn't going to go any further. And when we achieved that, we knew that we could go on to do more. In the exploration phase, we built out proof of, I wouldn't even say a proof of concept, a proof of idea. We wanted to show that you could take the accelerometer on a mobile phone and use it to detect road defects. We literally took a £70 car that we bought with the world's worst suspension and built a bare bones app that just exposed that signal to ourselves and then compared that against smooth road, and then we drove over and over again the potholes in our car park, and we were able to have enough information at that point just to show that the principles were sound and that this could work. Working with the challenge sponsor was great. They're a wealth of information. You've got to realize that your challenge sponsor has this massive amount of domain expertise. It's about making the most of their expertise by telling them what you need as early as you need it, and then you can get everything at your fingertips. But the challenge sponsor isn't just the organisation, it's the individuals inside of that organisation. So we found that they were always there to help enable us, but ultimately the onus of managing the project really lands on you. We got a number of relationships and partners through the CivTech. It was really quite remarkable. First of all was our relationship with a couple of the innovation centres, starting with the Data Lab. We got in touch with the Data Lab slightly reluctantly because we thought that that mix of academia and public sector was probably going to be very difficult to work with. And the reality was totally different. Some really smart people showed up at the office and said, yeah, we can help. Very quickly they were helping us solve some of that problem about improving how we could model that data in the cloud that we were receiving to reduce our false positives massively. So that was a huge help, getting help from the Data Lab, and that continues on today. They also helped us find our full-time data graduate. Then there was the CSIC, the Construction Innovation Centre, and they've helped connect us with Edinburgh University. And Edinburgh University is helping us in two levels. The EPCC, that's a great team there that have helped us build this big data back-end system that we can do experiments in almost real time with, that we're able to break data down to centimetres in geospatial data. and also the seismology team and the geoscience team who are helping us do things like deconvolve signals and add gyroscopic data through all the work they've done, as hitting a pothole is a bit like hitting a tiny earthquake. We got a lot of help and a lot of support, all because of our connection with CivTech. The thing about the accelerator is that it gives you license to try and build something completely new, which as an established company is this great joy and this massive burden all at once. Getting given both the support of building your own product as an agency, we needed help and support about building a product and tapping into potentially getting finance and how we might go about that. There's a series of workshops that we did which all supported those things. But there's a huge time commitment involved in that you have to balance your other commitments that you're trying to do as well. And it's really worth being aware that you essentially will have to give this your all over that short period of time, then make this your biggest priority. The access that you get to other people in the public sector who are interested parties but can also help is something that is invaluable both in the moment but also laterally. We found that we actually won some work as an agency, partly because of our connection with CivTech, even though it wasn't related to the project that we did. So making the most of the people that you meet and the connections that are there is incredibly important. The thing about Demo Day is it wasn't as nerve-wracking as you might imagine. Obviously there's go stand up on stage and show everybody what you've done and have people judge you, which is no one's favourite day at the office. But we had built something that worked. We had hit our goal of what that proof of concept would be, and we kind of had that, and I literally had that in my sweaty hands as I went up onto the stage to show it. And so instead of it being something that was this terribly nervous experience, it was just this big opportunity to do, look at what we've done, do you want to be involved? We had a number of people approach us after Demo Day, a lot of local authorities who we've kept in touch with who are interested in going into that beta phase, and also a few people who have talked about investing in the product that we're having some discussions with now. After we did Demo Day, we realised there was a big opportunity in the market to bring it to as a commercial product. We could essentially give local authorities an almost real-time map of their road surfaces. To make that really work, to be that really valuable to them, we'd also need to find a way of grading defects to beyond just this is a pothole and this isn't a pothole. The reality is, though, it has been a lot of work. We had to take everything that we've learned and rebuild it to be sort of commercial product ready, to be big data ready. The front end, the back end, the machine learning, almost everything had to be built up. But it all came from the learning that we did over the CivTech product, and hopefully by the end of the year, everyone will be able to see what we've done. After Demo Day, we spun off a separate company called Road Intelligence, and that company now has a number of employees, including back-end developers, front-end developer, mobile developer, data scientist, project manager, all to birth a project later in this year that local authorities can sign up to be part of that sort of beta phase, where we'll start gathering genuinely big data, and because of the machine-based learning that we've developed, that will just continue to improve and improve and improve the system. And we hope to then take that information that we've learned and begin to commercialise it in early 2018.